Hello everyone. Before we get started, if you enjoyed this video once it's over, please give it a like and share. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you. If you ever have a bad hunch about something and you think something doesn't seem right or something is not what it seems, follow that hunch because it could save your life. That's what I done. And I'm glad I did so because after what I saw on the news, it made me very grateful that I followed my hunch. I was leaving Houston going to Dallas, and as I was driving on the highway, I went ahead and exited off the highway and I was turning down a street. I kept driving and I realized that there was not many things in this area. There was no restaurants, there was nothing. The nearest restaurant, stores, or gas stations or convenience stores was about 3.5 hours away. So I knew that it was going to be a while before I see any of those things, but I figured that I was going to be alright. As I was driving, I noticed that I got a notification from my car, and I looked, and I was really frustrated. I rolled my eyes, and I looked up at the ceiling as I realized my car was close to E. Then I came to realize that I forgot to fill up my car before heading on the road, and I was really upset at myself. I tried to keep driving, seeing that I could try at least get as close as possible, but about 20 minutes later, my car just shut off on me. Damn it, I said to myself as I was frustrated, thinking how could I be so stupid enough not to fill up before heading out on the road. I looked at my phone, and then I realized I had messed up again. I didn't charge my phone up. My phone was at only 13%. I was furious at myself. How can I not be more prepared and better equipped than this? I tried to make a phone call, but there was no signal. I was in a really bad situation right now. As I was figuring out what would be my next step, debating on should I get out of the car and walk to the nearest gas station, even though if I walk on foot, it's going to definitely be about a 4.5 hour walk, or maybe even more. I'm not too sure. Then I was wondering will my car be safe here if I wasn't here watching it. Just as I was about to give up on hope, I saw headlights in the back of me coming forward and closer to me. The car eventually parked right next to me, and then the window rolled down and I saw a woman in the car. She looked at me and smiled, and she gestured for me to roll down the window. I couldn't, so I just got out of the car. Hey stranger, are you stranded? Do you want me to help you? I can take you to the nearest gas station. You shouldn't be out here by yourself like this. I can drive you to the nearest gas station to help you get some gas. Without even thinking, I told her, yeah, sure, thanks, I appreciate it. So I got inside of her car and she started driving. We started having small talks and she was really nice. I was enjoying the ride and I was really grateful that this woman happened to came in just the nick of time. I was gonna go to the convenience store, grab some gas, get a charger, and grab a couple of things to eat on my journey back home. Oh, I forgot to ask you, what is your name? Oh, my name is Sarah. How about you? Oh, my name is Roger. Afterwards, we didn't say nothing for the next hour or so. But as she was driving, I noticed something was off about Sarah. She kept on looking in the back. It was odd. I didn't see any cars or anything in the back of us, but she just kept looking in the back of her. She kept on doing it so every couple of minutes. Now, if I wasn't mistaken, I could have sworn she was making some kind of gestures with her face. It seemed like she was nodding her head towards my direction. Seemed odd. I thought maybe she had something going on with her. Maybe a condition, I don't know. But then she started doing it more frequently. And something just didn't feel right with me. I was about to let it go, and then I heard a brief cough. Sarah tried to make it out like it was her that was coughing, but I know where it came from. It did not come from Sarah. Immediately, without even thinking, I had a horrible gut feeling about something. And that's when I decided to take a chance. The minute she stopped the car at a stoplight, I jumped out of the car. I ran. She didn't even try to chase after me. She just looked as I ran. After that, I ran and ran and ran until finally I saw a convenience store. There, I was able to grab a couple of items and get everything I needed. I was even lucky enough to have a good Samaritan to get me an Uber. And then once I got back to my car, I was able to put gas in there and I was able to make my journey back home safe and sound. Everything was alright. I even forgot about the woman. Well, that was until I saw the news. When I saw this news, my jaw was on the floor. I kid you not. It disturbed me on what I saw. There was a man wanted for murder, and he was a really violent killer. He robs people, takes their valuables, and then he strangles them. Now, you're probably wondering how, and how does he get his victims? Well, apparently, they showed a picture of a woman that was Sarah, and apparently they seem to target people who are stranded on the road and knowing that they're vulnerable. So the man will use Sarah, a woman, to lure these guys inside their car because these men are not going to be too suspicious. And once they get inside their car, they wait for a couple of minutes or maybe an hour, and then that's when the guy comes up in the back of them while they're sitting in the passenger side and strangle them and tells them to give them all their valuables. Or he would just shoot them in cold blood and then take all their valuables. That was the way this man robbed and killed people. This had my heart thumping 1,000 miles per hour because I just realized that I could have died. I escaped at death. And the person I heard in the back coughing, that was that man. I'm so glad that my gut instincts kicked in because had they not, I probably would have been one of their victims. And another thing I wanted to note, and looking back on this now, why would a woman just randomly let a man get inside of her car, knowing that there's a chance that I could be some kind of criminal or somebody who can harm or harass women? That didn't seem right. But looking back on it now, that made perfect sense. Obviously, if I was one of those type of men and I did try something like that, she knew that that guy would be in the back and he would do something to me. That made that even more freakier. Now, each time I have to go on a road and I know I'm not going to be nowhere near a convenience store or any restaurants, I make sure I prepare. I make sure I have about 3 barrels of gas ready for me in case my car runs out of gas. I'm just thankful that I'm still here, and I hope that they catch those individuals. I just feel bad for the men out there or the women out there that were their victims and didn't have a chance to make it like I did.